As I record this video, Quinn Hughes of the Vancouver Canucks is third in NHL scoring with 33 points in 23 games, while rival defenseman Cale Makar of the Colorado Avalanche sits fourth in the NHL with 32 points in 21 games. With Erik Karlsson recording 25 goals and 76 assists for 101 points in 82 games en route to winning the Norris Trophy last year as the NHL's best defenseman, we are seeing defense play offense like never before. Karlsson's resurgent season led to him being the first defender since Brian Leetch in 1991-92 to break the 100-point plateau, but this season, it looks like we might have a couple guys crack that. From Adam Fox to Charlie McAvoy and Erik Karlsson to Roman Josi, there are some amazing D-men in the league today. But for today's video, I just want to focus on two of them, the two that are destroying every team they face, Cale Makar and Quinn Hughes. Both are amazing players and could end up not only in the Norris conversation, but in the Hart Trophy conversation as the league's best player. But let's compare and contrast the two a little bit. Let's see what separates their play styles, see who has the better contract, see who plays defense better, and so on. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, hit that subscribe button for me. It's been an absolute blast making this YouTube content for you guys, and hitting that subscribe button is the best way to show us support. Cale Makar is the more well-known commodity in this discussion, so let's start there. This guy is a winner, plain and simple. He played junior hockey in the Alberta Junior Hockey League for the Brooks Bandits, where he won the championship twice in his 2 full seasons there. Then he went on to play Division I hockey at UMass Amherst, where he ended up winning the Hobey Baker as college hockey's best player in his second of 2 seasons there. He won a World Junior gold medal somewhere in between, and he somehow jumped right into the NHL playoffs following his last season at UMass, recording 6 points in 10 playoff games for the Colorado Avalanche. When the following season rolled around, Cale officially made his regular season debut and took home the Calder Trophy for the NHL's Rookie of the Year. He then took a year off of winning any hardware before taking home the Norris Trophy as the best defenseman, the Conn Smythe as playoff MVP, and the Stanley Cup in just his 3rd full NHL season. As of today, November 30th, Cale Makar has tallied 278 career points in 259 NHL games to go alongside an even more impressive 65 points in 61 playoff games. He is undeniably one of the best defensemen in the league, and at just 25 years young, he has a lot of good years left. So how does Canuck star Quinn Hughes measure up against this? He's about 350 days younger than Cale Makar, so he was drafted 1 year later. Quinn was taken 7th overall in the 2018 NHL entry draft, whereas Cale went 4th overall in 2017. Despite this, Quinn actually made his NHL debut before Cale. He played 5 games for the Canucks in the 2018-2019 season, whereas Cale didn't join the NHL to the playoffs that year. Quinn has played slightly more NHL regular season games at 306 and has recorded slightly less points, 274. The one big call out here, of course, the Avalanche have been one of the league's best teams during that stretch, whereas the Canucks, they just haven't. Quinn has not yet finished a regular season with a point per game pace. Cale, on the other hand, has been a point per game or better in every year aside from his rookie season. That's enough of a career-to-date introduction for these two studs, so let's get into their play styles a little bit. Quinn Hughes is hands down one of the best skaters in the game today. There are very few things that I enjoy watching more than a Quinn Hughes solo mission zone exit or zone entry. The poise that he plays with and the way that he uses his edges is absolutely insane. With that being said though, Cale is every bit as good of a skater. His stride is longer and probably more powerful than Hughes, but Hughes is more shifty and agile. Cale's backward skating and stop and starts are so powerful though, making him just as elusive. NHL Edge currently has these two neck and neck when it comes to skating speed, with Cale Makar's top speed this season at 22.97 miles per hour, while Quinn is at 22.16 miles an hour. Cale skates slightly further per 60 minutes at 8.38 miles versus Quinn's 8.30 miles, but Quinn has the higher top game at 4.08 miles and the top period at 1.70 miles. Both players were actually recently guests on Scott Oak's After Hours show, and Cale had some high praise for Quinn, saying he's such a smooth skater. Anytime that you feel that you've kind of got him, he's always going to get back. It's really fun to watch. So when it comes to skating, they're pretty similar. How about offensively? Cale's goal totals to date would tell you that he is much more of a goal scorer, which is true so far, but Quinn Hughes said on his After Hours episode that he really worked on his shot this summer. His release point has changed quite a bit from years past, and he mentioned that he started reworking his shot 2 summers ago and now finally feels like he's fully developed it and is confident firing from everywhere. and it shows. Quinn already has 8 goals this season, which ties his season-long career high, despite only being 23 games into the season. Quinn has a total of 34 goals in his 306 NHL games, while Cale, on the other hand, has 71 in his 259 games. This screenshot from NHL Edge tells this story really well, in my opinion. Cale has the harder shot and the better shot today, but the fact that Quinn has the harder shot on average showcases that he is trusting his shot more and taking opportunities to use it where he would have passed it up previously. When it comes to passing, it's so hard to choose. Both are elite. But personally, I lean towards Quinn here. His vision and outlet passes are out of this world. He makes creative plays that I'm not sure any other defender in the league would even attempt. Cale is no slouch by any means, but I love the way that Quinn moves the puck, even though it does result in more turnovers than Cale does. When it comes to their position, defense, it gets pretty interesting. Both are good defenders by nature because their elite skating abilities allow them to close gaps, cut angles, and always keep them in a good position. Historically, Cale Makar averages quite a few more hits, and some of them are well documented, but this year, both Cale and Quinn have recorded 11 hits to date. Cale does block a lot more shots, with 37 this year compared to Quinn's 18. And when it comes to the eye test, I don't know if it's just the size difference, but I notice Cale defending the net front a lot more often than Quinn. At 6 foot, 187 pounds compared to 5 foot 10, 175 pounds, Cale uses his frame to box out and lean on his opponents more often. Cale also seems to have a more active stick while defending off the rush, and their takeaways reflect that, as Cale has 20 so far compared to Quinn's 13, but Cale does look a little frantic with his stick sometimes. I want to give Quinn credit that I think he is positionally more sound than Cale at times. He's a little bit more composed in his positioning, whereas Cale will go chase play and rely on his raw talent to get the puck back. One other component of defensive stats is the often criticized plus-minus. I don't really care to dive into this, and we've already mentioned that Cale has been on much better teams, but the one thing that I do want to call out is that Quinn brought it up on his after-hours appearance. He said that he felt the narrative around his defensive play is a little unfair, as he's been a plus in every year after his first 2 seasons. He said his first season was tough to get adapted to NHL speed and size, which is certainly fair, and then his second season was the Canadian division during COVID. He basically said, listen, I'm not happy that I was a minus 24 that year, but at the same time, we played McDavid 9 times and Matthews 9 times. Out of 56 games, you're bound to get scored on. It's a great point by him, to be honest, and something that people don't think about or consider when they're just scrolling a stats page. Now, a big part of defending is heavily dependent on your partner. For the Canadian division year, Quinn's most popular D partners were Travis Hamonic and Jordy Ben. Woof. This year, he's playing alongside Filip Hronek, who is a fabulous defenseman in his own right. Hronek currently sits 3rd in defensive scoring in the league, behind only the 2 that we're comparing in this video. It's a really hard thing to do to identify how much of an effect a D partner has on a player, but I think it's safe to say that Quinn is definitely benefiting from playing with Hronek as opposed to Hamonic or Ben or Tyler Myers. With that being said, Cale plays with Devon Toews, who is also a stud. They've been touted as the best D pair in the NHL the last few years, and they still are in my opinion. Toews isn't as flashy, and he doesn't have the raw talent of a Cale or a Quinn, but he understands the game so well. They attack and defend as a duo and play off of each other really well. If you ask me, Devon Toews is one of the more underrated players in the league today. So long story short on D partners, both Cale and Quinn have found a partner who complements their play style very well and allows them to go out and do what they do best. The last piece that I want to call out on these two, because we're stuck in a hard cap world, thanks Gary, is their contract situations. Cale Makar is in the 3rd year of a 6-year, $9 million per season deal. After 2026-2027, he will expire as an unrestricted free agent. Quinn Hughes has the same time frame. He's also in the 3rd year of a 6-year deal at $7.85 million per season and will also expire a unrestricted free agent at the same time as Cale. So strictly value-wise, Quinn is on a better deal. But when comparing these to the rest of the league and the fact that the cap is set to go up quite a bit over the next few years, both of these deals are A+ in my opinion. Both tidy pieces of business by their teams. So now that we've gone through all the talking points of this video, let's get back to the title. Makar versus Hughes, who would you choose? For me, the decision's pretty easy, and that's not a knock on the second guy here, because he could very well end up being the 2nd best defenseman in the world for the next several seasons. But what we're seeing from Cale Makar is stuff of legends. He is the best D-man in the NHL today. Cale significantly outproduces Quinn at 5-on-5 over their careers. He gets trusted with more D-zone starts, he turns the puck over less, he scores more goals. I know not so far this year, but we'll see how it plays out. And a big component for me, Cale kills more penalties. He averages just over 3 minutes per night on the PK, whereas Quinn averages under a minute per night. Now, I repeat, I do not want this to disparage Quinn Hughes and the season that he is having this year. He is truly elite. He is shooting the puck nearly twice as much as he has in years past, and he's being trusted in more D-zone situations. Not to mention, he's doing so while wearing the pressure of being a 24-year-old captain in a criticized Canadian market. Quinn Hughes will win a Norris Trophy in the NHL, and it might even be this year. But if you're asking which D-man you'd rather have on your team, it's Cale Makar. Don't overthink it. Thank you again for watching. Hit that sub button, drop a comment with which D-man you would choose, and we'll see you next week.